There are extremely strange phobias held by people around the world. This can go from being scared of ducks to being scared of beautiful women talking to them, all of which we will cover very shortly in this video. Enjoy. Arachibutyrophobia. As a child, have you ever had a peanut butter sandwich and had that unsatisfying sticky sensation that you get whenever the peanut butter makes direct contact with the roof of your mouth? Well, there's a phobia for that. Arachibutyrophobia is the fear of peanut butter accidentally getting stuck on the roof of your mouth, which supposedly triggers the same response for some people as the feeling of choking. This word comes from the Greek words arachi, meaning ground nut, butyr, meaning butter, and lastly phobia for fear. There are various ways that this phobia could be caused, one of which was literally having a peanut allergy. Bro, what do you expect? I'd be scared too. This phobia can also be associated with childhood trauma of someone choking on peanut butter. There's a lot of harm that can be done to a young child's brain. Does that mean if I drink water in front of my daughter, choke on it, and die, she'll develop a distrust and disgust for water, provided she actually loves me in the first place? Of course! Anatidaephobia. Whenever you feed bread to ducks in the park, there's always signs of like, oh my god, don't feed them this or that, that's human food. And you're like, okay bro, I'm not listening to you. But that sign isn't for you, it's for the humans with Anatidaephobia. Anatidaephobia is the fear that somewhere out there in the world, at any time, a duck may be watching you. Bro, what the hell? What kind of childhood trauma led to this conclusion? Those who suffer from this phobia are not necessarily worried that the duck may approach or attack them, but rather afraid of being watched or tracked as they go about their business. I mean, it's the type of people who complain about the security of social media websites, but then don't read the 10-page license agreement that says their data can be and will be sold to Chinese companies anyway. I would imagine having this phobia and going to a park pond to feed ducks is probably the equivalent of bringing someone with a fear of crowds into the center of the Shibuya crossing in Tokyo and making them stand in the center. It probably wouldn't be the most pleasant for them. Triskaidekaphobia. In human history, there's been many fears of certain numerical values that strikes fear into the hearts of the human populace. Grand numbers such as 69, 420 have their own connotations behind them that are nothing like the numbers they numerically represent. Triskaidekaphobia is the fear that specifically the number 13 and concerns those who go to extreme lengths just to avoid such numbers. This leads to a whole host of interesting practices, such as skipping floors in an elevator sequence in a hotel, where it's numbered like 1, 2, blah blah blah, 11, 12, 14, and also the numbering of streets, like avoiding the 13th Avenue or something. You reckon if someone had this phobia and I offered them $13 billion, they wouldn't take it? Of course they wouldn't. It would be stupid of them to take it, obviously. Triskaidekaphobia is an umbrella to other similar phobias such as what? Which is the fear of specifically Friday the 13th, which is ironic as Friday is one of the most common days that the 13th day in a month can occur on in the entire Gregorian calendar. If this phobia is a thing, then surely there's some people out there just afraid of the day Friday, or afraid of the number like 13,645,406. Papaphobia. You know like Pope Francis, right? And the like basically dozens of other Francises and other dudes that have been the Pope. Yeah, you bet there's a phobia for that. Papaphobia is the fear of the Pope, or the supreme authority of the Pope or papacy, or rather the fear of old white men in white clothing. Papaphobia can also be deeply rooted to ecclesiophobia, the fear of the church. Such a fear can prevent the sufferer from entering church or attending funerals or weddings. Now, ecclesiophobia does make sense in my brain. Many people can deny the church, or they can have traumatic experiences related to such locations. But the Pope? Come on, what has our boy Francis ever done to you? Papaphobia is said to not interfere with one's day-to-day life. However, the mere mentioning of the Pope around the victim's presence is enough to set off a panic attack in the sufferer. Oh yeah, did you hear KCP went to the Magic? Oh yeah, Contavious called Pope? Dude, are you okay? Caligynephobia. A lot of what is important to a man's life is the presence of beautiful women, with some men taking this rhetoric too far. For some with Caligynephobia, the very thought of a beautiful woman can cause discomfort, and if they were to speak with them, oh god, they would be finished. Now when your friends say you're scared of women, just say you have a diagnosed condition of Caligynephobia. I guess the Genshin fanbase has a new name. Some symptoms of Caligynephobia include extreme discomfort in the presence of beautiful women, high levels of social anxiety and antisocial behavior around beautiful women. Don't worry man, me too. The causes of Caligynephobia are still up to debate. Most have agreed upon there is no simple concrete answer to a phobia like Caligynephobia, which is complex and nuanced. I have one word to rebut all their research: discord. Many doctors believe that phobias can arise when one has had a directly traumatic experience with an object or situation. In this case, this would be a man who has been rejected by a beautiful woman, laughed or ridiculed at. So that means by this logic, 80% of the male population should have this phobia. Hear me out, you're telling me if I fumble this local bop, then I'll be scared of women for the rest of my life? Sign me up. Anyways guys, those were some of the most peculiar phobias from around the world. I hope you enjoyed watching. Please feel free to subscribe. Please! Okay, bye.